How's the volume on this thing? Is it working? You know, I don't really know if I want to make another video on the cow yet, on the second surah of the Quran, because I feel like I'm not doing it enough justice. I want to read the whole thing first, and then I'll give my thoughts on it and kind of walk myself through it, and maybe with the guidance of my friends here, that would be amazing if I could do that. But what I did want to talk about is like this idea of objective morality, because I've been getting a lot of messages in regards to objective morality, and I'm curious to how you know something is objectively good or bad. The idea in the Quran about the fitra and like knowing inside, that makes sense. Like it's basically saying trust your instincts. How do you know something is good? Well, I asked my friend one day, I said, well, how is lying good? And he's like, I don't know. I said, well, do you want to be lied to? I'm like, no. Okay. Well, we know, okay, that answers the question, like, how do you know something's good? Well, you know what evil is, because you know evil when you see it, and I can kind of outline it the way I think about it, and I could be missing a couple things, but you guys tell me what you think. Lying, cheating, stealing, manipulating, that's kind of like lying, so cheating, stealing, murder. So murder, cheating, lying. Is that fair? Manipulation, those are all evil things. So what's worse than manipulating somebody that you love? What's worse than hate? What's worse than murder? What's worse than cheating? Because when you cheat somebody, you're doing the worst thing that you can be doing, because you're adding in betrayal into the relationship. Now, this is why I actually think it's bad. I think it's bad because you can probably get your way if you manipulate the world. You can like snake somebody, but you actually add darkness into the relationship that you have with them. So let's just say I have a best friend, right? And we've never lied to each other. We made a pact. We're like, listen, we're two guys. We're not gonna lie to each other. And then I start lying to him. Now, what I find is the people who do that, they add lying into the relationship, and then the relationship becomes a liar's relationship. Like, look this stuff up on Google if you want. But what I've noticed is that people who are cheaters often accuse their partner of cheating. So what you're really doing is you're adding in evil into the relationship. Now, the question is, does that evil itself have a consciousness? Or is it like a parasite that jumps into the mind? And if it's an evil parasite that jumps into the mind, wouldn't that effectively be what the devil is? Like a demon, like a whisper whispering into your ear. I'm really fascinated in like the idea of good and evil. And like, is there such a thing as good and evil? I think so. Because like I said in my other video, like when you give to the poor, like you feel good. When you're kind to people, you feel good. When you smile at people, you feel good. You feel good. So I think when you say like what's good or right, or do a good thing, yeah, you could say like what's good. You know, how do I know something's bad? When it comes to the gray areas, you know, the guidance in the Quran would make sense, or the guidance in the Bible would make sense. I think if you're looking at gray areas, I would say for sure, right? But I think also, you know, on the inside, it's never a good thing to steal from somebody. It's never a good idea to manipulate somebody. It's never a good idea to tear somebody down when they need you. You know, you can kind of tell the character of a person when they go through good times and when they go through bad. Have you ever seen somebody make a lot of money and then they just go crazy? Maybe that's what a weak character is. Have you ever seen somebody lose a lot of money and then they go crazy? I feel like that's what weak character is. Like, for sure that this world is like this strange place where you go through the ups and downs of life just as people. Because at the end of the day, we're all just people. And you go through the ups and downs of life. And as you're going through the ups and downs of life, the things that happen in life can either make you stronger or they can break you. But that depends on your character. It's kind of like callous for the mind, like mental gymnastics. Cool. Thanks for listening.